Joy comes in the morning light. So I march on to a new song, 'cause I've been marching to that old one way too long. And I gotta move on and take new steps every day, 'cause I know there is got to be another way. And a brighter day, so I march on. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pure Live. It is Friday night on 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. We have a wonderful show for you, as we always do. We got some really talented people I am excited to introduce you to. But first, as you guys know, we got to start with our sponsors. So here we go. All right, now you guys know I always rave about this organization. And yes, somebody from this organization introduced me to the people I have on the show. So, like I said, networking is everything. These people will help you get going, help you get focused on your goals, get you the support you need. Trying to tell you, what are you doing with your life? Connect. Hello. All right, for our next sponsor. Yes, honey. And I am wearing their makeup today. You can go on my website, aishajamal.com, and you will see Motives Cosmetics at the top. And you can go ahead and click on that, and you will get a discount through me. You're welcome. And also, of course, we talk about Abella Eyewear. You can get 30% off if you go to my website, aishajamal.com. And today, I've been rocking these. Again, Abella Eyewear. Go through my website, because that's the only way you're going to get that 30% off of it. Okay. Now, you guys know that I have been on a part of a play, and I had Richard Gallion on here to talk about it. So I'm going to run this real quick, and then we are going to bring in our wonderfully talented guests. Here we go.
if the slaves from the 1800s could talk to the people of today?
Well, we'll die and give up everything just to be able to vote.
Richard Gallion Entertainment presents 1800s versus 2020. This must-see educational and thought-provoking show answers that very question.
The day you born, you look like your parents. The day you die, you look like your decisions.
1800s versus 2020 is coming this February to the APC Theater. For tickets and more information, visit richardgallion.com.
Gotta get them tickets, baby. All right, here we go. We are now going to introduce, we got Jonathan Bedford, and Amara Black. Welcome. Thank you for being on the show, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It is a privilege. So first, before we get into the question, I would like you guys to introduce yourselves. So let's start with Amara. Ladies first. Go ahead.
Yes. My real name is Alinda Little. Designer name is Amara Black, the name of my line. I was born in Chicago. I'm 26. I've been designing for a little over 11 years. I'm happy to be on the show. I'm always excited to network and talk to and meet new people. So, yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Jonathan.
And my name is Jonathan Thetford. I've been designing for some time now, probably like 16 years, chasing this dream. This would be my first, launch with the fashion show that's coming up at the end of this month with Black Fashion Week. Guess I'll stop there.
Okay. All right. Black Fashion Week. And you guys, we've had Melody Boykin on here before when she was talking about the whole Black Fashion Week. And you guys, if you didn't get her book, then I don't know what you're doing with your life. I'm just saying. Handle that. So, first of all, how cool is it that I have you guys from my hometown? Yes, I know I'm in Indiana, but we like, a hop, jump, skip away from Chicago. And so it's really, really cool. So what I want to know from you guys is why? Why did you decide to get into fashion? And before you answer, we want to invite you all that are listening and watching. I see you. So go ahead and comment and ask questions as we go along in the conversation. We want to hear from you. But go ahead. Tell me why.
I personally, this was not my first decision. Growing up, I was always, that creative mind. Initially, I wanted to be an architect, and then I decided it was interior design, and then I decided it was modeling, which is something I pursued for a little while. I didn't start getting into designing clothing or sewing until I was in high school, and that's when I was kind of like, light bulb, duh. So that's the path that I've been on ever since. Being on the front of the stage as a model is one thing, but being backstage and really getting to put your blood, sweat, and tears into something that you create, something that comes from your mind, from your soul, that you visualize and then you bring it to life. It's a totally different feeling. So this is what I plan to do for the rest of my life.
Wow, what a statement. What about you, Jonathan?
Growing up, I would say probably just like Amara, I acted a lot. Probably doing different cartoon characters, comic book characters.
Okay.
It wasn't fashion design first choice either. It kind of just fell into it. One of them asked me to design her prom dress, which was because she knew that I sketched. And
Okay.
I basically sketched the idea that she wanted me to create. It was inspired by a Dorothy Dandridge dress. Sketched it, she liked it, and she took it to someone to have it sewn, have it made, basically. And when she showed me the finished product, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to pursue this. And I've been chasing this dream for years now.
Okay. Man, I wish I saw that dress. You said Dorothy Dandridge. Classy lady.
a picture,
Man.
but hopefully I can get in contact with her, so get a hard copy, so that when I tell the story, I'll be able to show the finished product of what I did, my first design.
Yes, please, and thank you. I'm trying to envision it. I cannot. Must be classy. That's all I gotta say. It must be classy. So, how would you describe? I'm gonna go with you, Jonathan, because I have more pictures from Mara. How would you describe your fashion?
I would say that my designs have a classic regal type feel, but has a modern twist. It's for the most part simple silhouettes, but the cuts are, I would say, it kind of brings that youthfulness and that sexiness in on the form. So I'll say that.
Okay. And ma'am, how would you describe yours?
I would describe my overall aesthetic as edgy. It's very sleek. I like to use a lot of hardware like grommets and snaps. I like leathers, so I like a lot of texture, but I also like things to be really clean and sleek, but to have like all those little details that people get up close and they're like, dang, this is actually kind of cool. But to have a little bit of that streetwear edge to it.
Okay. We've got another question for you both to answer. What is your best and worst fashion moment?
Is that
Who wants to answer? That's a good question, but I'm guessing that is not personal. But hey, why don't you just answer it both ways? Who wants to answer first?
Best and worst fashion moment?
Yeah. What would you say?
I would say maybe my best fashion moment was probably my prom dress. I think that was the first time that I really took something and made it exactly how I wanted it to be.
Okay.
My worst fashion moment, I don't know if I have one design wise, but for me personally, when I was in high school, my favorite sneakers were pastries by Richard Simmons' daughter. And I had like 6 pairs and they were not cute, okay?
Okay. You think of anything, Jonathan?
Yes. So I would say my best fashion moment was when I created these, it was African print. Well, how should I describe it? So one half of in the front of the pant, it was this African print, and in the back, it was like a solid blue. So
Okay.
for me, at that point in my life, I felt like I was like taking a risk, and it actually worked out. The pants turned out fine, and everybody liked them. And the fit was very good.
That's important.
I would say my worst fashion moment was probably early 2000s, wearing oversized t-shirts and baggies. So it would be that.
Okay. Yeah. I have no idea how old you guys are, but there was a certain period of time where there was just like, that was the thing to do.
Mm-hmm. No, just looking back on it, that wasn't.
You like, no, that wasn't it. Well, so let's take a look at some things. This is what you've shown us, Jonathan. So this is you promoting your moment for Black Fashion Week, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I just want to keep that there for a second so you guys see that information. Okay, and I'll put it up later. And so got this from Mara here. So getting an idea of your fashion sense here. what does that say? Everyone want a romper now, but I've been on that with this full leather bodysuit. Yes, honey.
Yeah, it's one of my models. He was actually really cool. It's from quite a while ago, and I think after that one, I was like, you know what? Men wearing one pieces is actually a good idea. I don't know what everybody's scared of, and then they all like came out the woodwork, but I'm obsessed with them.
And let's see. Ooh. I mean, of course the model helps, but
Right.
that's a nice outfit. Nice. We got this. Okay. Okay, I see you.
Yep. So these are some of the pieces from my 2000, I believe, 19 collection. So quite a few years ago. This one was a bit more sporty based, taking like that athleisure and making it a little bit more upscale, a bit more modern, a bit more everyday. So that was kind of a fun collection.
Okay. Looks fun. I'm gonna have to talk to y'all afterwards because I need some assistance with my fashion. So when do you design things according to the people you deal with, or you just have your own style and you're like, either you rock with this or you don't? What is your approach?
For me, it depends. So if I'm designing a new collection, it'll be totally just based off of what I want to present, what I want to showcase, what's happening in fashion right now, or rather, what do I think is going to be like, what do I want to showcase that I want to see people putting into action a year from now? But I do a lot of custom work as well for clients who come to me and they have a particular idea in mind, or they see something online, they want to make adjustments to it, and do things like that. So a little bit of both.
Okay. What about you, Jonathan?
Well, I for the most gather a lot of inspiration from my friend laughs at me because I sometimes get into not like I want a dark place. I don't want anybody to, but but you know how you watch the murder mysteries, but for some reason they just intrigue me, and so out of that,
not just
sometimes
me.
some beautiful things end up happening. Of course, I'll pair that with looking at classical art. It may even be a mood or something that I may see on TV that may inspire me to go from one point, lead me in a direction for. At this point, I haven't been taking like custom custom orders. That's what I'm working towards doing in the future.
Okay.
So that was to say that would be my approach to designing a collection.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard that before. You have another question. What current fashion trend do you hate and just not a big fan of? I see you shaking your head. What's going on in your mind down there?
Crocs and Uggs.
Oh,
finally someone feels me.
I would have to agree.
Thank you. Because all of my employees at my job, they want to wear Uggs all the time. All the girls who come in, I work at Akira, they want to come in, they buy all these Uggs and they buy all these Crocs. And I'm just like, I don't get it. They're hot, they're uncomfortable, they don't last. You get salt on them and they're ruined. Crocs are uncomfortable, they're not cute. And then they put all the little things on there to like bedazzle them up. I do not like Crocs or Uggs. That one has been on that was an easy question. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Somebody backs me up because I got a shoe collection. You will never find either one of those in my collection.
Not even for lounging. I just can't do it. And everybody around me wears them all the time, so I'm the odd one out. So it's nice to have some backup.
Yes. What about you, Jonathan?
I feel pressure to try to think of something other than that.
Pressure.
Thinking.
Don't think too hard. I don't want you to hurt your head.
You say.
Then I feel responsible.
So for the most part, I do appreciate other people's perspective when it comes to fashion. If I don't like it, I understand that the other person, that's their taste. So I can't right now.
See, but hey, Melody,
that I'm like passionate about.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I understand respecting, but respecting versus I ain't feeling it.
Okay, I get
it's a
you.
little different. Don't be scared. It's okay.
This is a
We
safe
won't tell
space.
anybody
You say.
on the show.
But you know what? I could say.
Okay, see, he seemed like he's scared.
I'm just going to say I don't care for the Yeezys, the shoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations, join the
I'm
club.
passionate enough about it to like put words to it, but I just know that I'm not feeling that.
Not feeling it.
Won't find it.
You won't find it in his closet, ladies and gentlemen. So if we find it, then I'm gonna call you out, right?
I know.
Okay.
Don't.
So tell me what fashion trends you are into. Like, what are you like? Yes, that gave me life. I love that. Tell me what you really into.
Denim on denim. I love peplums. I love flares. I love flannels. I love anything leather. I love anything that has humongous pockets. I love outerwear. I have 3 closets in my home. One of them is all outerwear. Outerwear is just a given for me. Big puffer coats, trench coats, long puffer vests, like can't miss them. Combat boots and thigh highs.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry, y'all. I work in retail, so this stuff is on my brain 24/7.
She was ready. She ready. What about you, Jonathan?
I would like, of course, hoodies, drop crotched, joggers.
Okay.
Love a good shoulder pad, but not the Dynasty era shoulder pads. Just something a lot of structure. I love a nip waist on a woman. Get that nice hourglass. That's one of the silhouettes that I like to achieve.
Okay.
I love dramatic skirts and dresses. I'm trying to see. I guess that's about it. But what I could think of on the top of my head.
Okay. Yeah, see that hourglass thing. See, I'm a curvy one.
You say?
Yeah. Please, I'm gonna cater to these curves. Yes. Got another question. Yeah. So this question here: does each of your lines cross genders, including garments for men and women?
Yep.
Yes, for you. Okay.
Yep.
I feel
Jonathan, you looking like
I'm building towards expanding my brand and being more inclusive. And the I am designing primarily feel that depending on how they what's their design what they prefer to wear, they could probably get. So
okay.
That's how I answer that.
Okay. I can see that. So I'm just wondering, are you guys like real pricey? Like, is it hard to have you specifically design something?
No. For me personally, I think my biggest challenge is going to be, at one point I did have like a website up where people could shop and I took it down. But once I get that back up, the biggest challenge is going to be, how do I not undersell my product, but know that people are going to buy from a brand that they don't know? You know, like you'll spend $300 at Coach because you know Coach, right? But if I put something on the site that's, you know, $200, they're like, why would I pay $200 for this? But I can't sell it for $100 because that's not what it's worth. So it is a little difficult. Even with my custom clients, they'll send me pictures of something from some random website and it's $80, but I'm charging you $170. And they're like, oh, but it's only $80. Okay, but it's made in a factory from 30,000 miles away, and it was made in 2 hours, and they're going to ship it to you. That's called the middleman. I am not the middleman, okay? So it's a little bit of a balancing act, but I think that's going to be my biggest challenge is pricing and like getting customers to trust my brand.
Okay, I understand that. What about you, Jonathan?
So I've always had the ideology of just piggybacking off of what Amara said, as far as saying, but it's $80 here, but you're charging XYZ. But the difference between purchasing it either in the store or online, they will never be able to walk through the head of Gucci and say, could you make me this? They'll be able to purchase what's on the rack. So I would say that my prices would not, well, in the middle of what's in like Nordstrom's and high-end stores, but not, as Amara was saying, undercutting myself and my services, because it takes time to sew these garments. It doesn't just happen by me snapping my fingers. So
it doesn't. My goodness.
Now that I'm passionate about. My time.
Amen. Amen and amen. Yes, I understand completely. I always thought it was amazing. I went to a school so their specialty was not what I went to school for. You know, I dealt with design and marketing, but their specialty was more into fashion design and things like that. Okay. And I would get so jealous seeing them, like they know how to, you know, do the patterns and sewing them together. I would look at these patterns and I'm like, how does this look like an actual garment to you? Like, how does this go together? But I just think it's completely amazing. So paying you, you know, for what you actually do, like I think people just don't really understand unless they see it. Like I like to watch documentaries and things like that. So I was able to see some things. I'm like, and this is why I pay what I pay, because I can't do it. That takes time, a lot of time. So do you guys, when it comes to people coming to you and saying, hey, I want you to design something for me, is it, are there things that you just say no to? Or people or types of situations you're like, that's not my niche, that's not my thing?
I would say I really can only turn down a client if there isn't enough time to make what it is they're asking me to make. Because this is not my full time. I do work like a 9 to 5. So if you're asking me to make, you know, a full blown tuxedo and you need it done in 3 days, I know that that's not going to be possible. So unless we can push the date back, I can't do this for you. Maybe you can order it and I can make the alterations, but I can't, you know, just full blown get this done in 3 days. But other than that, like with my custom clients, if that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. It's not about my aesthetic at that point. I'm literally just putting it together for you. This is,
Okay.
I'm going to go get whatever fabrics you want and we're going to work it out. We're going to do the fittings and the measurements, but this is your vision. I'm just working for you.
Okay. I hear that. What about you, Jonathan?
I'm working towards having custom clients, but I would say that it would be the same as Amaro. I would only turn down a client due to time constraints.
Okay.
What is this? Yeah, I can't can't think of anything past that.
Okay. So we're going to take a break real quick. There's another question, but we're going to address this after we take our break. And you guys know that, the ones that have been watching, after the break, we do the Find the Fake. And we have 2 this time. I think this is our first time we had 2. So if you guess correctly, you get a prize. Y'all know what's up, right? Okay, so before we go on this break, this is what I want you to do. Please and thank you. And if you are on, I saw you. If you're on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, follow me, honey. Because if you don't, you're going to miss out on some stuff, some good stuff I'm trying to tell you. All right. Okay, we're going to take this break. Here we go. Asia Jamal Rogers, and I'm a singer, songwriter, choreographer, voice actor, and I'm the creator and talk show host of Pure Live. Pure is an acronym for perfectly undefined raw elegance. So naturally, we want our content to be pure, raw, and elegant. It airs live every Friday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook. And if you'd like to see all of the episodes, you can reach it at asiajamal.com, ASIAJAMAL.com. Or if you'd like to be on the show, you can reach me at asia@asiajamal.com. Hope to see you soon. All right. And someone corrected me. This is why I love my regulars. They're like, no, you had one other that was 2 Find the Fake. Okay. All right. 2 ladies from what is now Dreamers. Got it. Thank you. Okay. So we will do Amaro's first. Here we go. All right. I hope you got it in your head which one you think is the fake. Put it in there. By the way, these answers are time stamped. You don't get to watch the show all the way through and then say, I got it. That's not how we do it. Okay. Now we're going to play Jonathan's. Pay attention. Okay, here we go. right. I see someone already guessed. When you guess, can you please put which person you're guessing for? Because we got two. So if that C was for Amara, please say that C for Amara, and then whichever one you pick for Jonathan, please thank you. I'm just gonna be like C for who. Okay. Now let's go back to this question right here. And I'm wondering the same thing actually. So thank you for this. How do you feel about fashion companies that face backlash for offending a racial group? Example, H&M had an ad that featured a black child wearing a sweatshirt saying "coolest monkey in the jungle." Do you guys have your own feeling about these situations?
Yeah.
You want to say it?
Oh, yeah, sure. So I actually remember that incident, and I would say one thing that I've realized in retail, I've worked for a couple of different companies, no one in particular. At one time, my store, not going to say which company, received a bunch of t-shirts that depicted Black women in a negative and stereotypical light. And at this company, we had the means to like call these things out, like, hey guys, these items don't fit properly, or we're having a lot of people who are saying that there's no stretch. So we did reach out and we're just like, hey, these aren't cool. This is not how Black women should be represented. And that was the moment that I kind of realized that is the mistake that happens when there aren't people on that end of the business who understand different cultures. When everyone on that end, and this could even be for H&M and any other companies that have had this kind of issue, is when you get that far up, or when you're on that level where you're on the buying or the production team or allocation team, and there isn't anyone who understands actual minorities and other cultures, you miss those things because you don't understand the significance that they have to people who are not on your team. Something as simple as coolest monkey in the world, or a t-shirt with a girl with, bubble gum in her mouth, and it's like, oh, hot girl. And it's like, is that the way that all Black women are depicted? No. So I think it's just a matter of making sure that all your bases are covered when you are hiring for positions that reflect the remainder of your company.
Okay. What's your take, Jonathan?
Trying to remember the way that when I grow past that on social media. Well, I should say when I encountered that on social media. But I do feel that companies should. How do I want to approach? How do I want
you're trying to be careful. It sounds like you're trying to be careful.
For the most part, I try to be careful with my.
Diving into the mind of Jonathan.
I feel like there aren't people that are checking to make sure that is this appropriate or is this not appropriate. And sometimes things should sense. Coolest monkey, blah blah blah. However it was worded, they should have questioned whether or not is this tasteful. Is this right. Going to offend anybody? But I guess that just doesn't happen in companies that don't have to consider, I guess, minorities or their feelings or how they would perceive the message that is being put out. So I answered it because I felt like I was right.
I think it does. I think I understand. I get the gist. I know for myself, I'm a very passionate individual. I do come from a line of activists. So there are quite a few triggers. However, I feel like we have to recognize that some people are just ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not necessarily trying to have a personal attack on us. They are
Mm-hmm.
just flat out ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but because they are ignorant, I feel like it is their responsibility to have someone on staff to educate them before putting something out like that. You know, if you're going to have statements on your clothes, make sure that statement is not going to ruffle feathers. You know, if you're going to have something that you're trying to cater to a particular culture, make sure there's somebody on staff to help you say, you know, is this really something they would want, or would they be offended by this? I feel like it is their responsibility. With that being said, would you consider yourselves designers of all cultures? Or do you feel like you cater to a particular culture, or, you know, particular type of people?
No.
Is it-
I don't cater to a particular group of people or type of people. Like I said, clientele wise, for custom clothing, whatever you want, that's what you want. I'm just here to put it together. For my brand, of course, I have a overall vision of the kind of look that I want in my clothing, but that does not limit race or skin tone, if that makes sense.
That makes sense to me. What about you, Jonathan?
I feel the same. I, how am I trying to say this?
We're going to talk about how you give speeches and talk to the public.
All of my Toastmaster is really being challenged right now. I feel like I would design for all people. I don't feel that I would narrow it down just for a specific group. I'll say it that way.
Okay. So if you guys don't narrow it down to a specific group, how are you able to um, be sensitive to the other cultures? What do you do to educate yourself to make sure you don't offend anyone?
I guess that's always the challenge is if I'm not Asian American, I'm not going to know everything that could be taken as offensive to an Asian American unless I do something and I'm like, okay, I've never seen this before. It looks familiar. Let me kind of look this up. Okay, that's why that looks familiar. Maybe I should switch this up a bit. But, you know, there's no real way to know everything, which is kind of what we were just talking about. So it's just about being cautious and riding that line between being inspired by something and appropriation or creating something that's offensive. So it's a little challenging sometimes because I can't know everything that's going to be offensive to someone other than my own race. But it's just about doing your best not to and listening to those around you. Like I'll call my mom and I'll be like, I made a jacket last week and I was like, Ma, does this look like a Confederate jacket? And she was like, no. I was like, yes, it does. You're lying to me. I'm scrapping it. You know? I was like, yeah, it's not going to work. So sometimes I just need to hear it from somebody else and everybody will be like, no, it's cool. And I'm like, you're lying. It's okay, though.
Okay. What about you, Jonathan?
I feel that I do not. Well, I'll say it this way. When I'm designing, that's not at the forefront of my mind. If at some point I encounter something that seems like it would be offensive, I would question it. But when I'm designing, I'm not designing to offend. But if this brought
Mhm.
to my attention, then I would pivot and and find another way to, I guess, articulate or my point of view, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense. If I said it didn't make sense, would you say it differently?
You said. Let me stop.
Okay, so in all the years that you guys have dealt with fashion, has there been a point in this fashion journey that ever made you question whether or not you should continue on that journey? Johnny, you nod your head yes. You want to answer?
I would say I have. I've been going at this for some time now, and I've taken sewing classes. I've been reading books, and everything just didn't seem like it was just jiving. All of a sudden, once 2020 hit, I was at a crossroads where I questioned, am I a forever student or am I actually a designer? And continued to question this, well, I said, repeat this question and go through the journey to find who I am as because a couple years back, everything just seemed like I had any direction, and I was just constantly finding myself. And up until I'll say a couple months ago, I feel as if I finally found my voice as a designer. So I'm glad that I to take that journey because I'm still, of course, pursuing my dream.
Okay. That makes sense to me. I understand that. What about you, Mara?
I don't think I've had any moment that made me feel particularly like this isn't the path I should be on. There was a moment, however, in 2013, where I just felt like it was a sign that maybe this just wasn't the path for me. My senior year of high school, I went on a college tour for FITM in LA because I got accepted my junior year of high school. But because I was only a junior, my student loans and grants and stuff hadn't come through. So when I finally got the paperwork after going to the school, I was so excited. Couldn't go because it was too expensive. And I just felt like, you know what, maybe it's just giving business school. I'll just stay here. That's just a sign that this is not for me. Just having to start over, knowing that that's the school I wanted to go to. The path was set a year before I was supposed to graduate and, 3 months before I'm supposed to start school. Now I have to find a school to go to that is going to have the right courses, the right instructors that are going to help me get onto this path. And luckily I did, but that 3 months was pretty rough.
Yeah. Makes sense. You're like, oh my goodness, I had my path set. Maybe this isn't the path because y'all not letting me go to where I
Yes.
I get it. But with Jonathan, I feel like sometimes we are faced with certain challenges just to get us to think. It helps to shape our way of thinking, help shape our way of handling challenges, help shape the way that we face those obstacles. And then it helps us to get better at what we're doing. Without those challenges, it becomes too easy. And then something happens. It's like, wait, there's a problem? Well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this at all. Throw it away. Sometimes during that journey of getting to where you want to get to, You know, you gotta face some obstacles ahead of time. You don't want to you don't want to like be smooth sailing all the way up to where you want to get to, and then something happened, and you're like, "How could this possibly happen to me?" You know, and addressing the whole student thing versus you being a designer, I feel like even as a designer, you should continue to be a student, right? And everything that we do, shouldn't we continue to be students and learning, educating ourselves, elevating ourselves while we are educating ourselves? You agree? You disagree?
Yes. No, I agree. I agree totally. But it was it was just, I was going from the perspective of whether or not it was really for me, because it just felt, point in my life just felt very challenging. It just felt like nothing was going right. And of course, I mean, everybody was going through something 2020 all the way up until now. And it just...
Wow.
But like you said, I love the learning process. I love I love the challenges of learning new techniques and exploring different silhouettes. So it's at that aspect of things.
Okay. I'm gonna send both of y'all some pictures of me because I need some stuff done. I'm just saying. I like to be unique. And I pay, okay?
You said
I hate
nothing wrong
we
with that?
Okay.
we here. So it is getting close to that time, and there's something I want to get into with you guys. But before we do that, I want to replay the Find the Fake so you guys can give those answers. So first, we're going to start with Marv. Here we go. All right, ma'am. I don't even know what the fake is. So, which one was the fake?
No guesses?
There was a C. There was a C. So, was the C correct or was it incorrect?
Incorrect.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the right answer?
My fake is I am not a vegetarian.
Ah, all right. She doubled down on the C. You're wrong, Pam. I am gonna start throwing them guesses out after she done said the answer. I told you it is time stamped. Okay. Now we're gonna run Jonathan's. First, remember, put the name and the choice, okay? Now watch. I'm gonna give you a few seconds, and that's it, because we ain't got all day. All right, here we go. All right, we got 2 for 8 for Jonathan so far. Okay, I'm gonna take a beat. Okay, I took my beat. If you didn't answer, then sorry. What is the fake, Jonathan?
Oh, that I'm 35 years old.
You're not 35 years old?
Oh, no, I'm not. 41.
No, you're not 41.
Oh, yeah.
Thought you were younger. Oh my gosh. Okay. What? I would have never guessed 41. That's beautiful.
Black don't crack.
I'm
That's what I'm
trying
about
to
to
tell you,
say.
honey.
Okay.
Don't crack. Even though my children declare that I'm white. Listen, I'm just a light bright, okay? Lord. Okay. So there it is. Now we have 5 minutes to go. And she said, "No way." I know, right, Melody? I'm trying to say, like, he don't look like it.
She said.
I love how she just keeping track.
Right. Like I almost want him to show his driver's license. Liar. No. So what I want you guys to do is I always have my guests have the final say. Let the people know what you would like to say to them. Words of encouragement or whatever. Hopefully it's words of encouragement and not, hey, don't do this, fam. But what do you have to say? Let's start with Mark.
Okay. So just a few things that I've learned over the years, not even just in designing, but just in work and personal growth, is you have to continue to be you, whether that's through your designs, who you present yourself as to other people. I don't care if you're going on a job interview or if you're going clubbing, you have to be you. The only thing you are responsible for in this world is being true to yourself. Okay? Being true to yourself, be creative, try something different. Life is too short. I recently just lost somebody close to me. Life is short. Go have some fun, work, meet somebody new, try something different. Don't say no. Just say yes. Just say yes and go with it. Like, they want you to try a new technique at work. Try it. Go to a new restaurant. Try it. Go see a movie in, I don't know, in Japanese. Try it. Like, you never know. Just try something different. And I think that can get people a long way. Be yourself. Try something different. Life is too short, and have fun, you know?
I like that. What you got, Jonathan?
I guess I would go from the standpoint of saying, because this is something that I've struggled with, and that's pushing through the imposter because when you're, it's that point you're of course learning and you have the passion to pursue something, and then when it's time for you to finally, I guess I would say, put yourself out there, it has this uncomfortable feeling, of course, where you have to get used to being that you idolize. So I would just say push through it, because you never know where it will take you.
I completely agree. And you guys that would like to get more information on these lovely, wonderfully talented people, here is Amara Platt, Instagram. Write it down. If you didn't have like pen and paper out, I don't know why not. Like we spit that fire. We got that information for you. Like you should be taking notes. Hello. Okay. And here's Jonathan's right here. He said this is his handle for everything. That's what he said. So
Yeah. Yes.
So this is how you find me, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And let's double back on this flyer right here.
Oh, and by the way, the shirt that I'm wearing, I made that.
Oh, on the flyer?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It's an African print. It's like an asymmetrical type of a print, and then it's a solid at the bottom.
Oh, nice. I wish you would show me a picture of all of it. But lovely. So I hope you guys were writing down this information while we were talking to you, because I'm not gonna keep this up forever because it's the end of the show. So so here you go. Write it down. This is how you get tickets to come to this wonderful fashion show. And listen, I know that if Melody tells me these are awesome people, then they're awesome people. So I will be reaching out after the show. Okay. So we're at the end. It looks like, what do we have some more comments here? I'm sorry. My bad. Oh, thank you, Melody. USA, Sunday, February 27th. And there it is. All right, you guys. So go ahead, write this stuff down. Thank you so much for being on the show, you guys. I really appreciate it. I love the information that you have given everybody, myself included. I believe in supporting my people. And for all of you guys, remember to embrace God's perfect design, which is you. Be back here Friday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Good night. Night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Oh. Okay.
We